Hey, how's it going? Right, so today we have Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Part 2, written by Jim Shooter, art by Mark Zeck and Bob Layton, and second part to Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. It's not bad. It's not amazing either, but it's certainly not bad. It's a weird book. Because a lot of stuff happens in it. Essentially what this is a continuation. So we have at the end of the last part, the last half, the end of issue 6, we have the Wasp who has died, and the Avengers and the heroes have found this base, this village encampment, and they have made refuge there, and they encounter a healer by the name of Azaji. She heals the sick, the wounded. She heals multiple of the heroes, but we find out that that when she uses her healing abilities, the patient becomes transfixed and becomes like obsessed with her. She's not an evil being. She's just, it's the curse of her healing ability. It makes her patients fall in love with her. And this happens to Colossus, who at this time is going out with Kitty Pryde. So he basically is cheating on Kitty Pryde, who's also too young for him as well. So that's weird, which makes Colossus really weird. And yeah. With this happening, Doctor Doom is like, I need to have the power of the Beyonder. So he goes to fight the Beyonder and he steals the Beyonder's power. Galactus, meanwhile, is still trying to destroy the Earth. Or he's still trying to eat this Battle World planet. He talks to Reed Richards and he's basically like, well, I am an instrument of death on the universal scale. You, on the opposite side, are an instrument of life. You must let me destroy this planet so that countless others may continue to exist. Essentially. And Reed basically is like, just let him eat the planet. We lose 2 cosmic level threats if we do that. Just let him eat the planet. And Captain America, of course, is like, no, we have to fight Galactus, because we have a guy who shoots webs, we have a guy with a hammer, and we have a guy that can stretch, and I've got a shield. I reckon we can take out this fucking planet-sized, planet-eating, cosmic-level being. So they continue their fight. Reed is basically like, yeah, I can stay here and die and let these 2 cosmic entities fight it out, or I can go back, fight, and maybe eventually see my son or daughter, my child, being born, and see my wife again, and see my kid again. I can see my second child be born. And he decides to fight. So they all manage to defeat Galactus, but Doom shows up with the power of the Beyonder, and he's basically like, there's no reason for this war anymore. You can go, just leave me, or if you do decide to attack me, or if any of you displease me, I will wipe you from the face of existence. So the heroes are all sat around, and they're basically talking about whether they should go and fight Doctor Doom now. And they all unanimously agree, yes, we shall. And then are seemingly wiped from existence. They seemingly all die. Meanwhile, Doctor Doom is pondering what he did is now cosmic power. Should he go down to hell and free his mother from Mephisto's grasp? And he decides, no, I'll just have a nap, and I'll maybe do it in the morning. But he can't sleep now because he fears that the power that he now has, he has no control over it now. Or yet. He hasn't had it for long enough. He doesn't know how to control it. So he's like, I can't sleep. Otherwise I may just snap my fingers and wipe out the whole of entirety. So he basically just sits and ponders what he's going to do with his power, and is attacked by the superheroes that he thought he'd killed. Doom is eventually defeated when the Beyonder gets his power back, because he's not actually been killed. He's been keeping himself inside the body of Claw this entire time. And when Claw is when the heroes go to fight Galactus, Claw's like, give me some of your power, and I can stop them. So the Beyonder, who is inside of Claw, gets the right amount of power so that he can actually usurp his power back from Doom. I don't know if this kills Doom. It seemingly does. But after this big fight, all the superheroes go back, and Spider-Man, who after like a big battle that earlier in the book, Thor and Hulk come out of this like chamber, and he's like, there's this, and Hulk's like, there's this thing in the back that will mend your suits, that will mend your suit. And so he goes and he picks the wrong machine, and this black ball is just hanging there, and he's like, is this the right machine? I might as well reach inside of it. It does look like it's gonna fix my suit. And then it starts crawling over him, and he's covered in this black suit. And if you know anything about Spider-Man lore, you know what this black suit eventually means. But yeah, after the big fight with Doom, the heroes all go home. Apart from Rim, who's like, this planet is the only place where I can switch from the Thing to Ben Grimm whenever I feel like it. I'm gonna stay here for at least until I know what's going on, until I figure out what's going on. That's kind of the end of the book. Everyone goes home apart from Ben Grimm. He's just left on Battleworld to fend for himself. I enjoyed parts of this. When it gets to the big fight at the end, I liked that. It's just, there's a lot of words, it's very wordy, and like even during action sequences, there's still a lot of talking, and that's annoying. Because you're trying to read an action sequence, and it's just a lot of talking when there's supposed to be a lot of action going on. And the artwork's kind of weird as well, because it's not good artwork. You can tell that this was rushed to sell toys, but somehow it's remembered and touted as one of the best Marvel events, even though it's only a few What this means for the Marvel Universe going forward is better than the story itself. Moments that happen in this and the cause and effects of Secret Wars is better than Secret Wars itself. Secret Wars itself is just an average superhero versus supervillain fair. The culmination and what happens after Secret Wars, especially with Spider-Man, that is where Secret Wars itself works. Secret Wars in and of itself doesn't work as a on its own thing. It's like the Avengers movies, essentially. You can't watch those and have not watched anything else what comes before or after. The events of what happens in this will change what happens in Marvel going forward. In that way, it's a lot better than the events that we get now, where the main where most of what happens in the story doesn't affect anything that goes forward. Like Civil War 2, it didn't really affect much. It just brought in Riri Williams. But this affected a lot, and it still has effects today. And it's still remembered today. So for that, Secret Wars can't really be forgotten. But I think you have to remember, like, as nostalgia only goes so far. And actually looking at the quality of the book on its own, I can't really say it's good. I can't recommend Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. Maybe if you want to go back and see where important plot threads came about, if you want to see the origins of the Black Suit, if you want to see just a lot of superheroes smacking a lot of supervillains, I can say that you'll have a fun time with Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. But it's not a amazing storyline. It's very its pacing is all off. It's very slow. There's a lot of fighting, but not a lot of stuff coming out of the fighting. I feel like if it was 6 issues and if it was condensed, it would have been a much better story. But here, having it be 12 issues, I feel like it's too long. It's too long. It tries to be deeper than it actually is. It tries to be more convoluted than it actually is. It's just superheroes fighting supervillains and some universal deity that is pulling the strings that we don't actually see. But that being said, I give Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Part 2 a 5 out of 10. And most of that is only because of the effects that it had on the Marvel Universe going forward, especially with the Black Suit. That's going to be important later down the line, in about 2 books' time. But next is going to be Daredevil Born Again. The first Daredevil book, and I'm going to be delving into my favourite character. So I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope you guys are looking forward to that one. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, you know where you can go. If you like me for some reason, there's a subscribe button. You should click it. Do it now. If you want other people to watch this, share this video with your family and friends, and maybe on Reddit. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Share it on Reddit. If you want to see more of my disgusting ugly face, I have an Instagram. I have a Twitter. If you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon. And that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.